Welcome to Gospel Diaries, a platform that allows a unique avenue for artists to share their stories, to express their emotions, thoughts, and personal journeys. Today, we're with Shirley, Wahls. Many nights, well, many Sundays, we come over in this area. This is, back there is Low Street and Bishop Willie James Campbell's church, where one of his churches location, the last location was there, and now Pastor Chris Harris has the church. I remember this sign. Well, this is a new sign, but the holder, you know, with where the text is, that is so nostalgic. This church has been here for years, years. There was a church right over here called Am I My Brother's Keeper? I'm sure that's no longer there. Oh yeah, that's the building that still stands right there. I think his name was Pastor McLeod. Just childhood memories. You know. I would travel around this city. This is the south side of Chicago, by the way. Travel down this city and go to many churches. Well, we're on our way out of Chicago now. We're like heading towards, I think this is Calumet City, if I'm not mistaken. And yeah. Chicago on a rainy day. They always put the Gospel Fest on the rainiest weekend in the summer in Chicago.
I was in high school, and she lived and had a beauty shop down the street from Wendell Phillips.
Wow.
And she was a beautician. And she knew some of my family. She would have me send somebody down to the school. She knew when my lunch was and whatever. And send me to the store. Now I'm in high school now. Freshman, but I was in high school. She would send me to the store and on errands and stuff like that and give me a nickel.
Really?
The
hell you
she thought that was a lot of money. No, I didn't. I would be, and Audria Lennox, we weren't in the same group, you know, grade-wise. But she was at Wendell Phillips recruiting children. Hey, you know, and they every day for lunch. I was so glad when they asked me to go with them for prayer, you know, when we have lunch. Another girl's mother had a little storefront church down the street on 39th Street. And we'd go to, her name was Rosalie, and we'd go to her mother's church. It was, you know, and they have prayer and all that kind of stuff. I was glad when that started, because then that stopped her from sending me to the store.
What did you get with that nickel? You remember what you bought with the nickel?
I probably gave it to my brother.
I bet
but
you
she
love
finally
me
did. My cousin Daddy was who she was really friends with.
Okay.
And her and Princess Stewart. You remember her?
Blind Princess Stewart?
Yes.
Really? You knew Princess Stewart?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Princess would come to sit and talk with my mother because we lived on Lake Park, and Princess did too. We were on 36, and Princess was near 39th in Lake Park. So after she got to be friends with my cousin Betty, then she started. That's how she met my mother, and she started coming by the house too. She was a really real encouraging person.
So she actually lived here, Princess Stewart.
Her and her daughters. I knew her daughters. You know, we were all.
I heard that she was actually really a princess, like a real princess.
That's true.
Wow. The river going free, providing food for you and me. That's good, my child. what's good.
Rem Daniels.
Leo Daniels?
No, Rem Daniels that walked the top of the benches.
Leo Daniels. That's one with them dogs. Watch them dogs.
No.
Daniels.
Reverend
Oh, Nate, Wilbur, that from Antioch.
Antioch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. See, my mind be going. I just got so much stuff up there.
They had a breakfast over there.
Uh-huh.
And everybody was trying to say that Princess could see, but she really couldn't.
No. Okay.
You know, she could kind of discern a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But the way she explained to me how she knew how she had a good mind, count steps, touch, and listen. Then she knew exactly who it was.
Oh.
And when she came to your house, you had to take her to every room. And once you took her through and brought her back, I'm going to the bathroom.
Okay.
Get up and go too. But how did they get that served breakfast down there at the Reverend Daniels Church? And everybody, I spit my food out. Yeah, she had told them no butter on her grits.
Okay.
And somebody put butter on the grits. And she said, "Who put butter on my grits?" Remember when I got in the Argo Singers?
Well, yeah.
When I got in the Argo Singers, it was 60. My mother died in 61.
Okay, so
61, Ronnie.
61?
My mother died in
Okay,
61.
Okay.
And that was the year I had gotten into the Argo Singers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Matter of fact,
Oh, you gonna take that back with you?
See, now you... Oh, see, look, they go back in there.
Shirley, that's when she was with Willie James.
Well, that's when they were doing
Willie James was playing for.
Oh, that last album, Looking This Way.
Yeah.
Man, that was a good album.
Minnie
Talbot?
Yeah, Minnie Talbot wrote that.
Yeah.
Looking This Way.
Oh, that's beautiful. And I like on that album, there's not a bit like Jesus.
No,
Jesus. No.
We love singing that.
Yeah, that was pretty good. I love that whole album. I really did. Maybe because I was attached to it because of my godfather.
Probably.
Yeah, because he played on that. He was very proud of that album.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm gonna play.
And he was with Alex Bradford too.
Now you know.
And part of the reason why Alex was successful.
Yeah.
That and Alex's high notes he could hit.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Willie James could definitely play a piano. Okay, so all right, so we got Dorothy Love Coast, not Dorothy Love Coast, Dorothy Norwood. How did you get involved with Dorothy Norwood?
Let me see, who told me about Dorothy? Oh, her cousin Sarah
McKissick.
Oh,
really?
Ex-husband, not the first one, but ex-husband told her about me. And she came and she heard me and she asked me what I said.
Hi, Eric Maurice Clark. If you are enjoying this content, would you consider supporting us? The information is on the screen. We want to bring you more content, but we need your support. And remember to love on someone and you will change a life. Wow, this is amazing. This is called what? This is banana bread?
Banana bread.
And you made this from scratch. Now, how do you do such a thing? How?
People from down south know how to cook.
So, like, what is this? This is like flour
Mm-hmm.
and what else?
Cranberry,
Mm-hmm.
walnuts,
Mm-hmm.
mashed bananas,
Mm-hmm.
and caramel.
Look how special Gospel Diaries is. Do you see this? This is homemade banana bread, y'all. Oh my God. It's so nostalgic for me. You know how you used to walk in people's homes and you see the big cake display or preserver.
Cake plate. I have.
You don't see those anymore.
Yes, you do.
Well, nah, you know.
Well, one thing ain't nobody baking anymore.
Okay. But man,
They go by if they want
okay.
to.
Man, I remember watching Willie James. Like he would literally sit that butter out overnight. And
So it could soften up. And they said, "Man, you gonna give it for us?" I said, "Yeah." "Man, we going outside to play. We ate up our so." Yeah, I be eating it, and I was so skinny. I was the smallest one of them. They just beat me up when they felt like it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Let's talk about some of the churches that you witnessed out here. Okay, so of course you've been to First Church. Ooh, this might be one, but tell me if you remember. You remember Elder Lucy Smith?
Of course.
For real?
That's why I used to stand on the Coca-Cola crate
Huh?
and sing for the broadcast.
Wait, wait a minute.
Mm-hmm.
You sang at was it All Nations?
I was going to Doolittle Grammar School, and I actually met her.
What?
She sent for me. Ardella had taken over the church, and she heard me sing on the broadcast, and she didn't know who I was. She sent for me.
So you went to her house?
On King Drive.
Lord have mercy.
Sure did. And I was scared of her.
Really?
No, I'm more scared of her as I was Mary McLeod Bethune.
You met her too?
Oh yes, at the college.
Oh my God! I'm sitting. And
soon after I met her, she died.
Wow.
I Miss Bethune. I had to sneak.
Wow.
And Lorenzo and them told me, you remember Madam Joyner? Marjorie Stewart Joyner, Bud Billiken.
Yes.
Well, Lorenzo went to Miss Joyner's. That's who trained her for cosmetology.
Right.
So she put Lorenzo on everything that she could put her on. And that's how I got to meet. They said, "Don't go back there. She's real sick." And they said she ain't gonna talk to nobody. She's subject to throw something at you.
Really?
She was old, you know. And of course, me, I was a teenager. I didn't care about her throwing nothing. I could run. I knew I could outrun her. I went back there. It was a little cabin behind the college. And I went back there and I was making sure nobody saw me. And I opened the door. She said, "Who is that?" And I said, "Somebody who admires you. I know you were friends with Eleanor Roosevelt." And I just went to rattling off everything I knew about her. She said, "Come in here." Wow. Her eyes were like they had like her cornea was all gray. You know, her eyes were old. I mean, you know, they were scary. And I went in and I talked to her, and then Lorenzo found me. Wow. But I hated. They made me come out, but I didn't want to.
But you were such a young girl, and to know who she was at that time, that means that
my mother was a teacher.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, my mother died when she was 46.
Okay. Because Mary, if I'm not mistaken, she died either early 50s or definitely late 40s. No, she died early 40s, right? Mary McLeod? When did she die?
It had to be that she had to have died in the 60s.
Okay.
Because I was in the Argo Singers.
Okay.
And when I was in the Argo Singers, I was a teenager.
So she hanged around a little. So she must have was born right after the Civil War. There, I don't think she was born during the Civil War. There,
she did a lot of stuff that. Ooh.
Yeah. But I think she was with like Frederick Douglass. Like she met a lot. Like she did a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing.
I did get a chance to tell her that.
Mm-hmm.
I admired her for that, and she just couldn't hardly hold. Hold if she couldn't handle her head, couldn't hold it steady.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, y'all telling people the wrong thing because she does remember.
Mm-hmm.
I said, when I told her and I read about her meeting Eleanor Roosevelt, her face brightened up. I said, she's not, and I don't think she was as bad as they said that she was.
Mm-hmm.
But she was back there in that little house by herself. And she was born in a time when people weren't friendly anyway, unless they had something important to say. They didn't say anything to people they didn't know. So all those, you just remember, that's a big college. So she don't want all them children running back there talking to her. She didn't really want me to come.
I understand.
She's the who is Wow. She had a rocking chair.
Wow. At least you have that memory. And I like that smile that you just gave. I love it. My favorite like golden age gospel group. Okay, Davis Sisters, Caravans, War Singers. Well, you got a chance to work with them, but like on that level, who like and why? Like, what energy did they give you that made you?
The Caravan.
Really?
I knew. We're in the neighborhood where we first lived when we got here, West Point Baptist Church.
Okay.
Tina went to that church, and my godfather, who's from my hometown, had a restaurant right down the street from West Point, and I used to just go and stare when I could go and hear them sing and stuff. And they had another lady named Clara. I don't know her last name.
Oh, Clara Thomas?
In the choir.
Oh, at the choir. Okay.
And I liked both of them, her and Albertina. So I started going to Sunday school at West Point and then go to church at Mount Pleasant. Because my godfather wanted me. He was superintendent of the Sunday school.
Oh, wow.
And Tina would see me, and her and Doris Sykes did the same thing. Albertina used to bring me sweaters, piled this high. Here, you take it. Tell your mama I gave it to you.
Yeah. Well, listen, I just want you to know I love you, okay? I literally came here, I wanted to sit here with you and just look you eyeball to eyeball, just like from my heart, really, seriously. Let you know your work is not in vain. It's not.
Thank you.
And I appreciate that. You're welcome. It's anything that I can do to make sure that it is preserved with dignity and respect. That's who I am. Because you're just meeting you, like you're human, you know what I'm saying? And you have a beautiful personality, and that I appreciate. I appreciate. Wow, I'm good. I appreciate you allowing me this moment to have this memory. Like the next second isn't promised, but I have this moment to go back to and smile and say, I sat on the couch with Shirley Wahls. I talked to her brother. He was doing Bill Cosby impersonation. Just talk about going from gospel and because you were mainstream, like you wasn't no beat, like you mainstream. You know what I mean? Like you are a pop star. So please tell us, like, what did you deal with from the church?
It was not really from the church.
Okay.
It was more or less from people like Milton Bronson.
Gotcha.
And people that I knew, I was the first one that I was a kid, and I brought Milson, and nobody knew him on the South Side. I brought him to Mount Pleasant because I had met him at Lucy Smith's church.
Wow.
And he had anyhow, like the Lord showed me something, and I told him. And when he found out I was singing pop, he said something like, "Don't speak to me until you decide you're not going to straddle the fence." Then he tried to make up for it, but I said, you turncoat. Because I knew, hey, I helped you when I was a kid. And now you're going to try to talk about me because I got a record on the radio that you hear every day. I'll be on my way to work and they playing Why Am I Crying? And the kids had the radios on, the ones who could have them. And I'd hear me singing.
So what can you say to the newer generation? Because I just want to be an inspiration to people. Like, what can you say from your experience, like, for them to continue on the journey that they believe that they have been called on, or called to, rather?
If they believe that they have been called for it, then they should continue on. They should, like people used to say, follow your dream. Okay? Whatever dream they have, because it's not my business, it's not your business, it's between them and God.
Hi, Eric Maurice Clark. If you are enjoying this content, would you consider supporting us? The information is on the screen. We want to bring you more content, but we need your support. And remember to love on someone, and you will change a life.
So that's what they have to do. You have to do what you have to do, like what you're doing. Okay. Very few people your age are doing anything like what you're doing.
Right.
And if they are doing something, it's not as much. It's just word of mouth. They're not helping. They just crazy. Because nobody is paying attention anymore to morals or whatever.
Right.
Nobody is concerned with the youth.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, people were just helping my mother. Just buying stuff for me, buying stuff for all of us. Because my brother could sing, my sister, she could sing, and I could sing, and sometimes we'd sing together with my mother out front. So I think that if you have a dream, first of all, pray about it. That's number one. Pray about it. And once you pray about it, leave it alone. Let it happen. And like the song says, climb every mountain. Take whatever opportunity. The only thing that the main thing, I'll say it like this, that stopped me from pursuing a career, I was going good in pop. I was at the Playboy Club. My brother had just died, and my oldest brother. And Vivian Reed was on the show. And T.L. Barrett's brother George was on upstairs in the at the Playboy Club. And I had been there, we had been there for about a week. And there was an old white comedian, and his name was Professor Irwin Corey. He was a comedian.
Okay.
He wore tails and have on tennis shoes, and it wouldn't be tied all the way up. But he was really funny. And he said, "Darling, come here." And I said, "Yeah." He said, "You a good girl.
Mm-hmm.
He said, you're a Christian.
Mm-hmm.
He said, and if you sign that contract that they're going to try to get you to sign, he said, you will be just commonly known as a Playboy tramp. He said, you're cute.
Mm-hmm.
He said, but you're not wise. He said, you don't know this world. He said, and I would advise you to go back and sing in the choir. He said, if you tell anybody that I said this, I'm going to tell them you're a bald-faced liar. He said, who do you think they're going to believe? He said, but you don't belong here.
Wow.
You don't belong in these surroundings. Ramsey Lewis and Charles Stepney told me the same thing. And they had worked at the Playboy Club. But they didn't really come out and tell me what was what. The man finally came in. I was there for 6 months. Every time my contract was up, Joe Yacco, who was the house band, was the one that brought me to the Playboy Club. And every time it would end, they'd sign me back up. So I was sitting in the dressing room, and Vivian Reed came. You know, she's from Don't Bother Me, I Can't Cope. She came and she said, what you getting ready to do? I said, what are you talking about? She said, I can't stay. I can't because they're coming. She said, but if you sign that paper, you'll be just like me. It's Christmas and I'm engaged and I want to go home, but I can't go home. I got to go to London. They're sending me to London and I can't say no. I got to go because they want me to go. So she tipped on out. Men came in, they had the contract on a clipboard, and another man had a holster gun, and he had on a jacket, but he pulled the jacket back where I could see it. So I said, I'm not going to sign like that. He said, you're what? I said, I'm not going to sign. He said, yes, you are. I said, no, I'm not. He said, yes, you are. I said, no, I'm not. And in the name of Jesus, get behind me, Satan. Okay. And he looked at me real funny, and I got the hell out of that. I didn't go back. You know, that was the first frightening thing that happened to me. And I used to tell people, you know, like friends, and tell them. And one person that I know said something derogatory. I was telling them about the different things that happened and the different things that I found out. Said, she just said that because she didn't make it. And I'm so glad this stuff about Diddy has come out. I called her time it came out. I said, Shirley? Yeah. I said, have you heard about Puff Daddy? No. I said, go on YouTube. I said, and you see what I used to try to tell you about. And you didn't know that they told me. But they told me that you said I just said that because I didn't make it. Wow. Now go and see the real thing.
Well, I will ask you. So the album that you did, was that the only gospel album that you did? The one with the Shirley Wahls singers with Dolores Washington, and you did another gospel album?
With you mean lately?
No, just in general, like because I only seen your secular stuff or the stuff that you did with the groups.
Okay, I didn't do. I did a. What's it? Kevin's name? Kevin Smith. Did a CD on me, but we never did do anything with it.
Oh, okay.
You know, no.
Well,
But
we're grateful for the album. I'm gonna put it on the screen so you all make sure you all type in, listen to the album, then type in your favorite songs because my favorite is A Motherless Child. Can I just get a look, just like maybe 20 or 30 seconds of it?
sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. That's it, child.
Wow, I'm closing, but I just want to say this. When I heard the song, I think that the song got life when I heard you sing it because when I heard it as a child, I didn't understand it.
Right.
But as an adult, I'm like, it's theoretically, like it's poetic. Like, yes, sometimes I feel just like that, like in this mean, cruel old world,
and then grinning in your face and ready to snap you in the back.
Yeah,
you know.
Well, Sister Shirley, listen, I just want to give you a hug. Let me hug on the camera. Hello, I'm Eric Maurice Clark, here to introduce the W.J. McFadder Gospel Foundation. Willie James McFadder is a name not known to many in the gospel music community, but his piano and organ skills were unmatched. As a teenager, I hosted a television show, and through that show, I met W.J. McFadder. He was on the radio and agreed to let me interview him. Later, I went with him to a funeral home and sat with him on an organ bench while he played. I heard him start to sing and glanced around the chapel, only to find that golden voice that pierced my soul was sitting next to me. From that point, I felt compelled to learn of his musical journey, to learn of the culture behind gospel music. W.J. was a member of the Alex Bradford Singers, a group known for their harmonies and gospel standards such as Too Close to Heaven. Willie James shared with me many experiences. I absorbed all I could, loving to hear his moving stories. I learned of yesteryear's struggles and victories. My life's work was forming before my very eyes. Willie James shared his feelings of being forgotten. A has-been. Those feelings weighed on him. I started to carry his burden and wondered how many other gospel music heroes had stories that have been overlooked as well. In 2015, Willie James passed. His death struck me hard. My mind was immersed in the compelling stories and his feeling of neglect from the gospel world. The fact that his voice was silenced took a toll on me. I have dedicated my life to this work. My heart's desire is to bring awareness to the value of learning from these past gospel greats. By doing so, we care for these jewels in our community and provide a platform where their stories can be heard in their own words. I present to you the W.J. McFadder Gospel Foundation.
If you are a witness, let God abide. Let God abide. If you've been converted, let God abide. Let God abide. If you're sure that you know Him,